It's looking like Julie is going to drop their debut album pretty soon. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the latest music news, new tours, new music releases, a bunch of shows happening. It's time to get into detail and make a fantastic video about it. Before I get into the video though, please like and subscribe. That would help me out a bunch. And you can comment down below if I missed a show, a tour, or whatever, a new music release. I can only keep up with so many bands. So, alright, so let's get straight into the video. The whole point of this video, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, we're going to be talking about Julie and their debut album dropping in September this year. September 13th to be exact, and that's like a week before my birthday, September 21st. Hell yeah. Anyways, dude, if you haven't heard of Julie, well, now you have, and I'm pretty sure everybody watching knows about Julie. So, yeah, I've talked about him before, and everybody has been clamoring about their music. They want a new album, a full-length debut album from them. They have a few EPs, couple singles, honestly a handful of songs out, and they've been doing extremely well with what they have created. Very promising music, very exciting music to hear from newer bands, and they're very consistent, and I've interviewed them and I've praised them so much because they've done so much with honestly such little content out or music out. They've marketed themselves very amazingly. They know what they're doing and they know exactly what they want from their music, and they appreciate a lot of the fans listening, I could imagine, because there's millions and millions of streams. As a fan of their music, I'm excited as can be. I'm so excited for this album because I actually asked them, when are you guys dropping an album? And of course they could not answer because I assume it was something with a label and they honestly didn't want to leak anything out until it was their time, which makes sense because, you know, why would you talk about an upcoming album if you don't know what's possibly happening, you know, with a random interviewer and myself, and I think they were my second interview or something like that. So a wicked second interview to have. They did release a new song called Claire-Born Practice, you know, just in the meantime to keep us excited, even though I'm already excited just from hearing their announcement that this album will be coming out later in the year. And while I listened to Claire-Born Practice, I was like, bruh, they're going to kill it whenever this album comes out. I know there's going to be certain haters, there's going to be always negative people everywhere with anything music related or anything in life. But I don't know, man. I feel like they're going to knock it out the park. It's going to be like 15 home runs, whatever the termination, touchdowns, goals, whatever. So yeah, man, I'm excited for that. And there's probably going to be a tour alongside that release, I'm guessing, and I just can't wait for that either. Let's move on though. Let's talk about a couple tours. And I'm talking about Tanuki-chan going on tour. And if you haven't heard of Tanuki-chan, I feel like I feel like I'm not that vocal about their music, but I've talked about it a couple times maybe, and I feel like the band's album Gizmo is supremely good. Very, very good stuff. And I said this in a recent TikTok, I feel like Tanuki-chan is very underrated, and I don't know, I just feel like they should be bigger because the music that they put out consistently, all these albums are top tier stuff. There's a lot of different sounds within Tanuki-chan, but I feel like they kind of align a little bit with Julie, probably a little bit more experimental with the not beats, the freaking instrumentals. So yeah, I don't know, man. They're just a very exciting band and artist. I'm pretty sure it's a band. So yeah. Now this Tanuki-chan tour will be having some supporters by the names of Villager and Glixen, and as you guys know, I talk about Glixen all the time. Very awesome shoegaze band. Interviewed them, the whole shebang, and I've heard of Villager a lot recently. I haven't listened to any of their music, but I must because I keep reading that name supporting a bunch of bands, so I must do that at some point soon. Next up, it's time to talk about Millie's new album, Your Own Becoming. Now, I've mentioned this album probably twice now since it's released. I haven't reviewed the album. I've listened to it a bunch, and I might as well drop an album review in the future, but we'll see if you guys want that or not. What a calm, cool, and collected piece of music and type of band Millie is, man. They are very consistent, and I love the songwriting. I love the instrumentals. It's very indie rock, and there's some very much fuzz in there. So, you know, Millie does have fuzz every now and then, but it just caught me off guard with some of the songs. I'm just like, wow, this is really, really nice. Next up, let's talk about Horse Jumper of Love and their headlining tour. And there's a bunch of amazing supporting bands on here, man. And why would I be one to lie to you guys like that? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be truthful. I don't listen to Horse Jumper of Love like that. So why am I talking about them? Because I've heard great things about them. And I feel like just because I haven't listened to them too much doesn't mean I can't talk about them. Plus, the supporting bands I do know of, and they're just freaking rocking, man. So I feel like I've heard one song that was on repeat that my beautiful Alexa played in the car a while back. But other than that, I am not really in that world right now. So I'm probably going to be listening to them after this video. Now let me read some of the supporting bands on this Horse Jumper of Love tour. You got Dive, you got Babehoven, you got Teeth, shout out Teeth, wicked band. You got Villager. Once again, keep reading this band's name. I must listen to them because it must be good. And you got Shallow Water, Joyer, bunch of freaking awesome bands in the indie rock, alternative rock, up and rising, up and coming bands, if you will. So very exciting stuff. Shout out all these bands in the tour. Next up, let's talk about the band Luster, and they dropped a new song called Like I Do. One of the cool bands from this shoegaze renaissance era that we are in, that a lot of people are growing tired of, which I understand. It could get annoying, could get boring really fast, but within a bunch of amounts of shoegaze, there's always those clusters of amazing, talented people, and I feel like Luster is within that group of cluster batch of people, bands, talent, all that stuff. And when I was listening to this song, it honestly brought me back, for some reason, it brought me back to 2016 SoundCloud era, like rapping. For some reason, I don't know if it was like the auto-tune in the voice or whatever it was, but the spaciousness, the freaking guitar, the waviness, reverb, everything. I thought it was very well executed stuff. Fantastic song. Next up, Hello Mary finally has a headlining tour, which is dope. They've been working hard like crazy. They've been touring with Silver Sun Pickups and American Football and just so many legendary bands, honestly. So seeing them have their headlining tour is something awesome, and I just realized they're right next to me. For some reason, I keep forgetting they're right next to me, but they're right there. Look at them. Good job. Now, when they dropped the news that they're going to be headlining their own tour now with some dope bands, they also released a new song called 3. And might I add, Hello Mary will be releasing their new album September 13th as well, called, sorry, I don't want to pronounce this wrong, Amida Ox. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And yeah, man, that is looking pretty nice. I'm looking at the tour dates, but yeah, man, that tour is looking really nice, and the song, dope. So you got 2 albums dropping on September 13th. You got a Julie and Hello Mary album. What are they cooking up? There must be a collaboration of a tour or something like that of some sort. And finally, the last tour that I want to talk about is Glitterer. They are going on tour, and I talked about it today in my TikTok, and bro, I also bought my tickets because I wanted to go see them, because I've been wanting to see them for a long time. I've talked about Glitterer for an extended period of time. I reviewed their album Rationale. I found that album very nice, very cozy. I loved it. I thought it was very nice. There was a song that made me quite emotional, and I just related to it a lot. And I'm hoping to get an interview with this band. Honestly, I have to just ask or something. I don't know what has to happen, but I want to go see this band. I bought my tickets. My Alexa's going. I cannot wait. It's going to be a grand time. Let me not forget that the bands that are supporting Glitterer, Toner and Drag. So this is looking like it's going to be a spicy, beautiful, honestly destructive type of tour, so I can't wait for that. And that pretty much wraps up most of the things that I want to talk about, music related, some tours, some song releases, album announcements, all of that stuff. It's very exciting as a person who loves listening to music and finding new music and all that stuff. Let me know if, I don't know, just let me know something in the comments. Let me know something, a fun fact, I don't know. Anyways, like and subscribe. Keep the music alive till I die.